everyone, welcome back to the Tech Podcast. And today we are going to record a mock interview for a senior project manager position. Our guest today is Luba. Luba, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Luba. I'm working as head of department in one of the international outsourcing companies. I am a project manager and people's manager right now. I'm a senior project manager with experience more than 10 years. I guess it's closer to 15.
Yeah, amazing. I'm so happy to have you today. Okay, so let's get started.
I'll be in charge today and be the main presenter, but I'm very happy that Xenia will be helping me. And so I hope you all see the presentation. We're going to follow some agenda. So we started with the team introduction. Then we're going to set up your expectations and the purpose, actually, why we're doing this. And so we're going to go through 3 parts of the interview, for the possible job interview. It's when you introduce yourself. You have the questions about your hard skills and then soft skills being discussed. And if any time is left, so we're going to add, we're going to review, discuss, and talk about some other cases if we have any time left. Okay. Why we're doing this, for whom we think it's going to be useful. First of all, for middle project managers to help to get ready for their future interviews when they applying for more senior positions with more responsibilities. For junior PMs, it's going to be more like getting a long-term vision, what might be somewhere in a couple of years. And for senior PM managers, might be helpful to have like self-esteem or just see what other people are doing. I love that part. So, and any comments from any PMs will be highly appreciated in the comments for the video.
Yeah, I can add that it's really important to see like different interviews and different approach, see how people do it, and it could like just generate new ideas and new solutions for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely true. And we would like to set up your expectations so that we're gonna share the experience of senior PMs in outsourcing companies and product companies. So it's we're gonna share different approaches, so it really might be different, and that's okay. Please remember that we are sharing our subjective experiences and what we have seen and what we have gone through at our project. It might be different from your experience, and that's absolutely okay. And gonna be the whole interview and the whole video will be based on the cases and the questions. So it's also not pure theory. It's not that interesting, but the cases.
Yeah, I would like to add that even when during the interview, like some people ask you like questions and they don't expect, they always expect to hear your cases and your personal experience. It's not just generalized answer about your knowledge, about your awareness about different instruments, for example. It's more about your experience. So please add your own cases, your own like I don't know, examples from the past. It will be really, really useful and highly evaluated.
Okay, well, let's go. So every case, we'll be moving along in the same process. We're gonna describe you the case. We're gonna share with you solution A and solution B. Sometimes it's only solution A, and anyway, we're gonna discuss why, pros and cons, and what could be added if any additional questions are asked. Okay, so all the expectations are set, and I guess we are ready to move further. Introduce yourself. It's the first part you start your interview with, and it's really an important part. It's not just like, okay, I'll remember what I was saying, I don't know, in Russian-speaking countries, it might be like we had these notebooks where we're writing about ourselves. No, it's something much more serious. So this is the first step. You're never going to have the chance to present yourself the second time. Yep. So and think about these as a really presentation of who you are and how you're going to fit to this company's vacancy. All right. And so you really need to put in this presentation about yourself what they need to know, why you're here, and how you will add value to the company. So they're not interested in all your biography. Definitely not. So this is your chance to present your experience and highlight the most important things for this special vacancy. So I guess Xenia will support me that the best idea is to actually do the presentation. Do not be shy. Make a couple of slides about yourself, something different from your CV, and highlight to the people that are actually in the interview.
Yeah, I
Right?
definitely like this approach because sometimes you could be nervous during the interview, even if, for example, you have interview not in your native language as well. You can just like forget something, and feel stupid and just like, oh my God, what's going on? And when you have representation, so this is your opportunity to show yourself from the best side and to be concentrated. It also can help you to follow this particular agenda and not to forget to say something that's really important for this particular position as well.
Yeah, from my experience, sometimes it was my mistakes were when I was not having this presentation done in advance as a homework, and I was really falling into details because I was nervous. So I was going in so deep in details that actually nobody was interested. And yes, once I was rejected just because I was talking with more passion about my like volunteer project for NGO because that was just like in progress and everything. I was telling about that project with much more enthusiasm, and that was some the HRs and the PM that was interviewing me did not like that much. They said I have much more enthusiasm about our job. That was funny, I guess. So if I prepared that more carefully, that would be not the case. Will help me to keep the focus. Okay, so let's imagine you have done this, you've passed this part and you presented yourself and you're all gone good. And we're coming to the first real part of the interview, the hard skills. So our plan is to discuss with you three challenges, three cases. But all three of them you can see on the screen. So the first one is new project start, how to be actually manager of managers. So not just developers, but a bit higher position. It is one of the options for senior PM in a company, and reports. So let's start. Starting a new project. And I'm giving the floor to Ksenia.
Yeah, so I would like to share with you one case from my experience. So the situation was a year ago. I engaged in a close collaboration with C-level like stakeholders and senior technical team to successfully launch an innovative startup focused on blockchain security. And in my role, I had the responsibility of overseeing the entire development process and to manage the development of the product from 0 to 1. And to successfully start the project, my actions included, first of all, I initiated a discussion with the main stakeholders, right, to define a business goal, establish a high-level vision, and to craft a strategic plan. And also the next step was to did like a market research. It's really important to understand where we are and what's going on in the market as well to кстати, слушай, извини, это вырежу. Давай next step. Я что-то на продукта пошла и перефокусировала. So The next step was to allocate the team for this particular project and to define stakeholders, define the responsibility of everyone on this initiative. So I created and I used like RESI matrix, communication plan, and the roadmap, of course. And then I defined the scope of work for the like very first launch, and we call it like minimum valuable product. And of course, the roadmap for the like delivery plan as well. And last but not least, I implemented like some lean development approach. So defined how we're going to work, how we're going to release, and what kind of like development circle we are going to follow. So I established processes. And yeah, I think it's really important when you start something new to define project metrics and KPIs to monitor progress. And last but not least, identifying potential risk and develop a risk management plan. So that like was include like some options how we will react and how we will monitor all the risks. And as a result, we had a successful launch of the MVP according to the timeline and budget, and gained increased like community engagement and media recognition. Luba, do you have any questions to me?
Yeah, actually, if I may, can I ask a couple of questions? May I ask a couple of questions? Project metrics and KPI for monitoring process. So which one did you find the most useful? Which
Yeah, I think that both are really important for the product of for the project and this initiative because we had lots of risk when you start something new and you have like very limited time, right? And very limited budget and you have like lots of different risks. So I think that's really important to be aware about them in advance. So have a plan B, and also KPIs can help you to understand that you are aligned to the vision, you're aligned to the plan. So I think both are really important. As a product or project manager can be concentrated only on delivery part or only on the risks or only on the KPIs or stakeholders. So you have like different areas of knowledge and you have to control all of them.
Okay, and maybe one more question about hard skills. What were the tools that you were using for creating a roadmap and to track metrics and KPIs? Were like specific something? Vivo, Figma, Jira.
Yeah, if you're talking like about like product vision and product like strategy, so I would like to use Figma because they have like really useful, nice templates. And at the same time, if you're talking about the delivery, so I prefer to use some widgets for Jira because it helps you to analyze and control every single step and every single task and to see the whole like process visualized on the board. So that's really helpful as well.
Okay, let me switch back from this interviewer role. Yeah, I also would like to add that Jira is a wonderful thing, and I really encourage people to dig into how you can use Jira and what and because it has great possibilities with actually no effort from extra effort from your side with minimal manual work. You can really gain a lot of information what's going on in the project. So we're going to talk about that when we talk about the reports as well. But still, I really do encourage just do not take it as granted that UI of Jira is quite easy, yes, and convenient, and but really educate yourself and learn something new, how to use all these plugins and widgets and dashboards and everything.
That's agree.
Okay, good. So I hope we answered that question and we're ready to move on. Okay, and manager managers. That's going to be my case. So when there's the project is big enough to have several managers working on the same account and the same project. That was my case. So how would I? Let's imagine the question is how we're gonna organize the work of several managers. So if you're the supervisor or like the senior project manager for this team. In my case, there were several, let's say, clients, brands that our client was working with. So the approach we took, that we divided these clients among 3 managers working on the project. And our task was to make sure that all the clients are having equally great service. And sometimes the managers from our client side were also having several clients. So no matter who from our side is working with the managers on client side, they know what's going on, so it's easy to adjust, adapt, and we are kind of it not replaceable, right? So whatever happens, if any changes are in the team, it's very easy for the client to adapt. No gaps in the service. So what we did when we were starting, the first thing I need to add, it was not just ad hoc. It was not like the start of the new project and at once all 3 managers joined the project. No, it was like one by one. So the manager, me, who was working, had some experience already and already set of tools which are useful, which we tried, but still, I think the best thing was effective communication with the managers and very open, trusted atmosphere and data-driven approach. So these were 3 bases that we were building our common approaches, the team of managers. And that allowed us that though I was working it, like I tried something and I thought that it doesn't work, I never said no if other managers wanted it to try, because it's different people, it's a bit different project and different people on the client side, so it could be just another case that could be using. But still, what we did, we have set a must-have tools that are required for any project. So first of all, it was a weekly budget reports. It was quite detailed, gained from Jira automatically, but I would say very detailed, because for this project we had a lot of change requests. It was a mix of waterfall and Kanban at the same time, I would say, quite different. So we were not using very strict these names because it was very agile, let's say. So where at the start we were using waterfall, but then we had to track all the change requests and everything. We also had a template for release notes and deployment forms that were easy to use for QA teams, whatever project it is and whoever is a project manager. We also were sharing a common capacity table online because the development pool as well as QA pool was common, so the guys could be shifted. And that was very convenient in case any of the project was running late or had like an emergency, so it was easy to see who can help where. And actually, it was also great for the development team as they were switching the project, switching the tasks to the new, and also we were minimizing the bus factor as well. So if it was not like one person knows only one project and nothing else. And we're also sharing definition of dance, and we were having common stand-ups every day for the whole team and common retrospectives in addition to specific project stand-ups or weekly meetings if required. So some part of those were must-have. Also, there was a set of optional tools and approaches that each manager was free to choose based on the needs of the project. As I mentioned, some of the projects were waterfall, the others were Scrum, some of them were Kanban, and though it might sound right now quite a chaotic thing, but at the time it was quite organized And I have to stress once again that it was very trustworthy open space for the managers to communicate, and we were really relying on each other. And that's why when you know that your colleague is doing the best, also helps you. And it was very easy for me to be the manager of that team. But what I also learned from other projects, that data-driven approach is the core thing here. Though you trust, though you have great relationships with your teammates, but you really have to ask yourself and your teammates questions about, why do you think you are on track? What exactly is happening? Show me the numbers, like what is the budget? Are you running over the budget? If not, how much like hours, all these KPIs. So you do not take it as granted, everything is fine, but you really you'd like to check it. So this refers to these must-have tools. And then as a manager, I relied on the principle of sufficiency and delegation, though I was trying to ask only those questions that were helping me to be in the bigger picture and to be ready, and maybe to prevent any not huge, just escalations. So that was not, that was one of the points. But still, I thought that if the work is being done, then why would I interfere? So that was how we were handling it. Let me know if any questions.
Yes, I have a question about you.
Sure.
So my first question is, tell me more about your personal responsibility. Am I right? Am I right if I say that you like manage these three managers, or you was a part of the team? So it's not so clear for me.
I started as part of the team, but then I was delegating all the actual project management tasks and softly transferring to the role of just the coordinator of the product managers team. So it was
Yeah,
long.
so it was your progression experience. That's great to know. So I think that it would be great if you highlight it, because this is your great achievements, right? And you was responsible for managing like the whole team. So of different managers, so that's really important. And yeah, you also mentioned sometimes like we did this, and during the interview, I'm really interested, like what was done specifically by you. So
Okay, that's really great. Fair enough. Because yeah, this is my mindset. Now I'm telling you about the project team. For example, as a project manager, I really love that I present the team. It's never me, it's actually the whole team working and doing. But when you're in the interview, it's very important what you did to help the team achieve those results and everything. True.
perfect. Thank you very much for this amazing case.
Okay, what is your favorite report and why? We know that project managers love reports and they actually do need it for their work. So can you speak about your favorite one, and then I'll speak about mine.
Yeah, sure. So I have a case. So recently I managed the development of an AI model, and however, in the middle of the development process, the client stopped the project because business goals were changed. And my task was, as project manager, I was responsible not only to like close the project itself, but also analyze what was done and to create a lesson learned report and to document insights and lessons gained during the project that can be applied for the future projects as well. And as a result, the report was created and it helped the company improve the AI development approach and served as a reference for a similar project in the future. So potentially saving both money and timeline. I really like, to be honest, to analyze what was done and to gain some insights based on that. And it's really useful to collect all this information, all these experiences in one place. So for new PMs or for new projects, you have like a free access to this knowledge, and it's like it could help you to avoid different mistakes in the future. And that's why I think this like lessons learned report is really important. And I know that if you're working as PM, you have lots of responsibilities, you're so busy, and sometimes you're a little bit, sometimes you don't have time, sometimes you're a little bit lazy to formalize everything, to analyze stuff, and to create some documentations, but I think that it's really, really helpful, and we have to spend more time on it.
Yeah, absolutely right. And really love the comment that these lessons learned report should be used for mentoring and educational purposes for other project managers. I think it's it's really hard to build a culture within a company or within a team that you're not afraid to admit that you made mistakes and something could be done better or in a different way. And these kind of things actually allows you to sneak in and kind of save space that it's just something has already been done and it's over. So here are the lessons learned, and it's not an emotional thing, but a very pure knowledge for other teams. What could be could be different and could be better. My favorite report is cumulative flow diagram. So I borrowed this picture from the site of com. So a guy is writing about different kind of tools and software development and management. So I specifically chose not a screenshot from Jira, but this is something that you can actually draw during the interview. It's like a very easy thing. And explain why do you like this particular report, or you can be given this as maybe even a task. So what do you see on this diagram? The first thing that actually can see, for example, not this specific one, but what I love cumulative flow diagram is that it can be really a mess. And then you start, this is a starting point to start a discussion with the teams, what's going on. The first thing, quite often, to be honest, I saw that the statuses are not updated fast enough. So sometimes people just do not care enough to update the status of the Jira tickets, or there are not enough statuses, so it's hard to say. So like not backlog dev test and done, something should be in between, like ready for QA. So that means the development is done, but the testing has not started yet, because we're not sure if we have enough capacity of QA team or not, or something like that. So I'm not going to go right now deep into what is and why we use cumulative flow diagram. Just want to stress out that it's again a standard report in Jira. So it's available for you, whatever the subscription is. It's really based on the status that I bet everybody is using, and it's also quite easy to handle. And this is a very and this is a great starting point to see what's going on and what is wrong and what is not, and see how the backlog is doing. So if you read about this flow, you can see how you can measure the lead time, how you can measure the the delivery, the average time for delivery, how you can that you can use for some future program, the forecast, yes, future forecast, and so on. So I really love this, and even the capacities I mentioned, you can see if there's enough capacity of the developers, of the QA team. Are we actually completing something, or it's like the amount of tickets in status done are not growing? Is it because we are trying to do our tasks are too big, we need to chunk them, and so on so far. So I really love that because yeah, a quick overview of the whole project, and then just mark yourself questions and go deeper into details, and you start the conversations. So as a senior project manager, what I would do what I do when I really auditing any project, first I talk with people and they tell me how hard their job is. I usually in like who is not doing their job correctly. But the second point is that I actually go and see this diagram and then see if the information I got matches or not, and where are the gaps, and how I can be a help and how we can fix the process of this particular project.
Cool. Yeah, I agree with you. It's
Yeah,
pretty useful diagram.
cool. And my tip, so whatever you when you say your favorite report, you have either presentation or you can draw it, and you should be ready to explain it and have a particular case in mind. Okay, so do your homework before the interview. That would be really helpful for you. Okay, we actually completed the part of the hard skills. There can be lots of more questions, but my recommendation when you're getting prepared for the senior project manager interview, no, everybody expects that you already know the theory, and everybody is now interested how you're applying the theory and how you are applying it as again. Senior means something you are having either big teams, either several projects for one account, or you are manager of managers. So something above, and you also your cases should also reflect that you're having like a bit harder tasks than just project managers. Okay, soft skills. Yeah, I find it even this part more scary than the hard skills. Something hard to learn, but still very important. Okay, so we gotta have two challenges we've prepared for this video, right? Conflict management and conflict resolution, or whatever you like, and this quality that everybody is looking for in their candidates, the initiative and ready to take the responsibility for their actions. Okay, so let's start. The conflict resolution. The conflict that we are talking about is that the leads, the technical leads at your project have no connection with you as a project manager. So that was my case. I simplified it here, so I'm not going to go into all the details how that evolved and how that happened. But yes, that was the case. When I say that the leads did not like me, I don't mean that I me as a person. So, but I guess it was a combination of I needed to work and everything. So we started a new project. When we started this new project with these two guys, so they were separate leads for backend and front-end developers. I was still wrapping up my previous project with another team that I've been working with for years, and I was really in love and with them. We had a very great atmosphere, and the lead of the team, there was one lead, he was like a very true leader, formal and informal, and I really got used to his style of work. So I made several mistakes when we started this new project, and 6 months later, I found myself as one of the participants of the conflict, and my conflict with the team leads and our tension, like not great. There were no synergy or anything. They were starting to affect the team mainly, and the project as well. Because if there is no agreement between the project manager and the leads, it's not a good sign for the whole project success. So the main results were the lessons that I learned, because eventually I left the project. We would say this is accommodating strategy, because that was my absolute choice, because I did not see how, I did not think that the time and energy applied would benefit the project in the end. The time and energy applied to fix the conflict, I thought it would take too much time, and it's just for the benefit of the team, it would be easy to change somebody. So I decided to step out. But I really did my homework, then the research, and next time what I did differently was that I really started with the conflict iceberg. It's when you realize that the actual conflict is just the top of the iceberg, but then comes the assumptions and the values, actually. So if the conflict is only just like behavioral side, it's very easy to fix. If the values, the core values of the persons involved are the same. The assumptions, usually the roots are in the assumptions that are wrong. That was also our case, that we did not, we started the work without proper RAS matrix and discussing our previous experience. Well, actually, what are the responsibilities of the lead? What are the responsibilities of project management, so on, because these roles interfere in the management sphere. How are you going to communicate with the client? How are you going to communicate with the team who is in charge of what? In the end, it turned out that we really had different assumptions of these roles, and that was the beginning, the root of the conflict for us. As in general, our beliefs and core values were absolutely the same. The next thing I decided that if you are not successful resolving the conflict in one iteration or two iterations, so like you're not, like emotions take over, you really need to invite mediator, like one of your colleagues who might be objective. In this case, we were happy enough to have one of the managers that agreed to be our mediator. And that was very useful, and helped us to look from other perspectives, and helped us to keep the emotions down during our discussions, and state to the facts, not the emotions. And then next time when I have this, when I had conflicts, I usually was thinking about all these 5 strategies that you show you during the interview, that you know these strategies and what they are, and what are the pros. And sure, the best strategy and the overall goal is to find this compromise, but you still have to discuss it and be ready, yes, to choose something else if you see that, okay, compromise is not working, you cannot find it. So what else you're going to use? What are the strategies you actually want to follow? And even stepping out of the project is also a decision, right? And other lessons learned beside the conflict management, while their performance stage of the team is crucial, right? So this the time when the assumptions are made, but do not follow for that. Do the RAS matrix and discuss the experiences, and spend some time actually to know the team and what they love. Conflict is for good. Remember that conflict is not a bad thing, and it's something that just brings your attention. That something needs to be solved and discussed. Human relationship is really far distance run marathon. So, but to be successful during that marathon, and be prepared, and with short-term actions, with some treats and tricks during that run, and keep the focus that project success. Yes, as we are working like in a service company, that your client success is your team, whatever it takes. To change the team, again, is the option to change the approach, to find this compromise based on your client's needs is a great strategy, and this is what you need to keep in mind. Let me know if I missed anything. Any questions?
Perfect. Thank you very much. It was really hard situation, especially because you had like conflicts with both being if I mean backend and front end. It's just like, it's hard.
Definitely.
It's
So
hard.
1 against 2, okay, you're already in a losing position.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for providing this case. I think it's pretty useful approach and you provided some solutions how you can solve it. And yeah, from different perspectives. So resting matrix and mediator, which is fine. And yeah, good. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
great. Thank you. And the other case. The case is, yeah, when you did something that was outside of your purview.
Yeah, so to be honest, I like it. I like it because I always try to think like globally because I had entrepreneurial background as well. So for me, it's hard to think very, like focused on just one particular responsibility. So I like to be involved in different and collaborate with different departments and to be involved in different processes as well. And the situation I want to share, it was like maybe 2 years when I just like joined a new company for me as a PM, and I observe and concern your low management rate on Glassdoor. And I reported it to our HR. So we talked with her. She said, "Oh yeah, I seen it. I asked some people like to put like more positive comments and also this is not the best like approach. I propose to create a annual employee survey because we didn't have one at my previous company, and especially put some questions regarding management stuff. So what exactly people don't like, what they want to improve, what the solutions they see. So it were like 5, 6 questions, but not only about management, of course. And that particular survey help us to like gather the information from the real people, from the real employees, and based on this information to create a strategy how we can improve things. So I really like this approach. Schedule meet with CEO and with HR. We talk about that, and CEO he approves the initiative. So we integrated this survey, and as I said earlier, we gathered like lots of interesting information and insights, and best is that made some changes and it really helped us to achieve a great results and improve the real score of employee happiness. If you don't have annual employee survey at your company, please make this initiative and integrate it.
Yeah, we just had a review of the results of our company's annual employee survey and presented the results to my department. And just to add, to not forget when you're running this employee survey, not forget to share the results with the people. And also, I think the surveys are important in not just for the whole company, but within the project. So if your project is going after, you really have to measure this team happiness and so on. And I love surveys, but it's really easy to follow for too many surveys. So get the balance. I just wanted to ask, I think that it's also good to mention when you were saying about these kind of initiatives and experience, were there any conflicts? Were there any resistance? Like this was actually the job from my point of view from HR department, let's say, right? Let's imagine whatever. But when you're doing something outside of your direct responsibilities, that means that you are actually going to the ground of other people. Uh, what about the conflicts? What about the resistance? Like how that was handled?
Yeah, of course, I had like a few like conflicts and resistance in the past, but not with this particular case. So it was fine. So everyone was happy that I like, pretty proactive, like employee, and I just
Mhm.
started my work as well. So maybe that's why. Everyone wanted to improve our score. It's not like a case when it can like be heard or your ambitions can be heard by initiative of other people. You
Okay.
understand that you have a goal and why not to try a new instrument for that. So not, but I think I really like some cases when you have like resistance and you want to, how to say, not to push your ideas, but like to advocate your ideas, your initiative, and I really like this situation. I think that's the best approach to deal with that is to have like a database approach. So provide some data.
Okay, and I would also say that when you come in with a problem, right, what is expected, you not only bring out the problem, but you bring the solution for this problem. So like that rates on Glassdoor, here are how we can, what we need to do to improve that.
Yeah.
So people really, from my experience, the conflicts arise not only when you say that somebody's doing something not correctly, there is a problem, but you also see that, okay, I don't care about that, I care about the result. And here I can see, here as I can contribute to that result. And all hands to be helpful and help you to solve the issue. So this is a very core thing to avoid this resistance and conflict management from my perspective.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. That was our last case, right?
Yeah, there was another case that if we have enough time, but I think we're just in time, in perfect timing. But actually, that was a very simple case. Now it's a holiday season, so my question would be that you might get prepared. What is your ideas of team buildings? Like, what do you do for the Christmas? What is the best team building event that you organized or you were part of, hopefully organized still? That also could be the question. And just to add a quick note would be that I really love Secret Santa. And now we have all these websites to do that. And you actually can have the presents you wish for. That's something trashy. But yeah, my best team building was when we did have a Secret Santa, but we not only prepared the presents, but we also decorated the tree and we decorated the whole room and we arranged the whole party and organized it. And that was a big team. There was a big tree and if so we even had the client to come and celebrate with us. So it turned out to be very homey, but still fun and with lots of smiles and everything. It was really great. And we also did prepare the games because when you have about 30 people, you definitely need a facilitator for the party and to do what before everybody gets so drunk that it doesn't matter then. But then still, I agree with the saying that a manager, even during parties, is still a manager. So you should keep an eye on how it is all going and to make this team building a great experience for the whole team.
Yeah, amazing. I had like a corporate party in Metaverse. Can you
Okay.
imagine? It was amazing. And we also like invited different clients as well. So yeah, it was so cool experience, especially because I used to work remotely. So I can attend
But,
at least.
but
I-
yeah, this party was also back in the times when the people seeing each other in real life.
Yeah. Anyway, so guys, please leave your comments. Leave your ideas in the comments, please, under this video. Share your experience as well. It will be really interesting to read it.
I hope you like it and hope you find it useful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye
And
bye.